Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a core Necromancer build to help out new players when they first get to the expansion maps until they get the first light specs that they want, because the light specs are always better than the core class in most cases, and especially for Necromancer in open world, because there are some crazy PvP and world vs world core builds, to be honest, that will literally destroy you. But in open world gameplay, light specs have more utility and more damage, and for Reaper, more tankiness. Shout out to Trippy because they asked for this build, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We have full celestial gear with Rune of the Trapper, or you can go with Rune of the Lich if you can't get Rune of the Trapper yet, because runes changed a lot from the time you played the game. The sixth part of the runes turned to relics, so runes aren't as important anymore. You just need them for extra stats. And we're gonna need condition damage and some vitality for tankiness. For weapons, we're gonna go with Scepter and Dagger, and Staff. I got Sigil of Earth on the Scepter, Sigil of Geomancy on the Dagger. On my staff, I have Sigil of Strength for extra might, that's gonna increase our damage, and Sigil of Fire for AoE. The trinket should be Celestial too. For the relic, I would go with the Relic of the Fractal, this one. When you inflict bleeding on an enemy with 6 or more stacks of bleeding, also inflicts burning and torment. So this is a really general relic for most of the builds. But since you want your character to be fast, you can go with the Relic of Speed. This is gonna increase the movement speed when under effect of swiftness with the 66%. You're gonna be a lot faster. And we're gonna use Spectre Walk for the buff. You said you wanted your character to be mobile a lot. This is probably the only way right now to be mobile on basic Necro. Also on the Necro, you have a teleport skill on your second shroud. You can activate it like that. You send your claw to an enemy, and then you can teleport to them. But if you own one of the recent expansions, you can actually wear sword. Right now we have dual swords on Necromancer, and the main hand of it is mobile. Have 2 jumps like that. Also we got Spear, which also have a lot of utility, lifesteal, and also a teleport skill. You send your spear into it and then teleport to the enemy. But right now I'll assume you only have Path of Fire and Heart of Thorns, since you want to play the game the normal way until you reach those parts. For skills, I mostly use minions when I'm using Necromancer. I like using Master of Minions, Necromancer, but this is just a general build. Signet of Spite for more power when you're not pressing it, but when you press it, you have a bunch of conditions on your enemy. Signet of the Locust, this have lifesteal, and you can do it on multiple enemies. But you can change this to summon Shadow Fiend or any other skill if you want, because I like using minions a lot. And when you have minions on, you can like let them tank stuff, and you can do your thing with your staff. Spectre Walk is really good because it removes conditions from you, and also it's a break stun, and it has swiftness, so you can kite whatever you want. Also, it have this ability in PvP, when you press it again, you're gonna teleport back to your place. Summon Blood Fiend for passive healing. It's gonna attack enemies and heal for you. And summon Flesh Golem is gonna tank for you. And it have CC on its skill. You press it again, it's gonna have CC. Or you can also go with the Plague Lance if you have an enemy that's standing still, that isn't very dangerous. Or the Lich form. Lich form is really good. You're gonna turn into a Lich, and you're gonna summon minions that explode on your enemies, and you're gonna siphon health, and you're gonna even have extra health and extra precision and vitality, and you can damage with your second skill, since you're gonna have a lot of precision. Most of your stuff gonna crit. Trait lines, I go with Death Magic. This is the tanky trait line. Shroud removal was a condition when you enter Shroud, and every few seconds while you remain in Shroud, and gain Carapace when removing conditions from yourself. Carapace, this is the mechanic of this straight line. It gives toughness and a lot of stacks of it if you apply those things here. For example, you can get Carapace with poison damage if you choose this trait. This trait gonna increase your poison damage, but we're gonna go with this one. So you'll be passively removing condition from your character. Dark Defiance, if you are disabled, gain protection. Incoming condition damage is reduced while you have protection. Very straightforward. When you're stunned or feared or taunted or whatever, you're gonna get protection and you're gonna have less damage applied to you. This is the main reason we go this trait line in Holy Sanctuary. This trait is really useful if you're a new player and you die a lot. When you activate your Shroud, you're gonna be healing passively. But also there's another thing. It's gonna be very hard for me to die right now, but I need to test this. Okay, I didn't die. That's the second part of this trait. When you're about to die and you have some life force, you're gonna turn into Death Shroud instead. So this is your mitigate death skill or passive. The Soul Reaper trait line is gonna buff your Shroud, increase the amount of life force gained from all sources. Marks become unblockable and generate life force when triggered. Marks are the skills for the staff. Shroud skills gain reduced recharge. Vital Persistence, this is gonna give you extra vitality. That's why I have like 30k HP right now. Or you can go with Soul Barbs for extra damage, whatever you prefer. But Vital Persistence is gonna increase the incoming healing for you, so that's really good. Either go with Death Perception for critical, like strike and critical damage, or Doomfire. Your Shroud auto attacks are gonna apply burning on enemies, and this is kind of like a hybrid build, so you can go whatever you prefer and see useful for you. Curse's Straight Line. Your first attacks after entering Shroud transfer conditions. If you have conditions on you, after you enter Shroud, you put those conditions on the enemy. We have the Fury buff while in Shroud. Critical chance. I forgot to switch this. Parasitic Contagion. You heal from condition damage. That's basically it. And Devouring Darkness. This is gonna give us extra condition damage, and the conditions applied by our scepter are gonna be increased by 50%. This is our build in action. You can see we're just attacking from far away and just healing. And our minions, and by minions I mean the player too, he's a minion right now. We're just attacking there. I know you love staff, but scepter actually does more damage. And you can heal back when you're in Shroud. And get your Shroud back with staff. If you have any tips to make this build better or improve something in it, please don't be shy. Just type it down in the comments. To be honest, I miss my Reaper already. If you need any more help, let me know, okay? I'll see you guys the next time. Bye bye.